Welcome to 10-minute leg stretch. Pop something comfy on, grab a mat, and here we go. Start sitting on your bottom and then hug around your thighs with your arms, bringing your chest in nice and close to the tops of your thighs. And you're slowly going to ease your feet away from you, just little by little, until you feel that stretch down the back of your legs, maybe into your lower back a little bit. And just stay here and breathe. And then if you feel like the stretch eases off a little, you can walk your feet away from you just a little bit more. You're aiming to keep that upper body attached to your thighs and just melt down into the stretch. Take a few breaths here and then come on back up. From here we're coming into a forward fold, so sit up nice and tall and flex your feet. Maybe pull your bottom back behind you, and then we're reaching down towards the toes. Option to keep the knees slightly bent and rest your forearms on your thighs if that's better, or you can reach down towards your shins or hold on around your trainers or around your feet. With those feet flexed, you should feel a nice stretch in your calves. And then with the leaning over, you should feel a stretch down the backs of the whole of your legs as well. Keep pulling your chest up and then just let yourself sink down into the stretch. And not worrying too much about the shape of your body here, just a really nice stretching sensation in the back of your legs. Release and then lie yourself onto your back. Still going for backs of legs, but one at a time this time. So one leg up towards the ceiling or sky and support behind the thigh or behind the calf. And then your other leg can stretch out long down towards the floor if that feels good. If it's too much, just bring it back up onto your foot, easing that leg in towards you. Relax down onto the floor. Do 30 seconds on each and then switch. So extend the other leg if you want to. Just gently pulling that leg in towards you. If your top leg starts to shake, ease off. Gently stretching, gently releasing those muscles. Breathe here. Moving from hamstring into your glutes, so one foot on top of the other thigh, and then reach through, thread the needle, take hold of that bottom thigh and draw it back in towards you. And if you want to extend the bottom leg, you can lift that one up towards the sky or just keep it bent, whichever's going to give you the best stretch into your glutes. And switch legs. So opposite foot to opposite thigh, flex that foot, let your upper body lie down on the floor, and then again extend your top leg or bottom leg, if you'd like to, if that increases your stretch and feels good. And take a lovely deep breath here, relax into it. This stretch, slowly sit yourself up. Your feet come together, seated star pose. So this time the stretch comes into the inner thighs. So feet are together, knees are pressing down towards the floor. You can use your elbows to help the press if you want to, or put your hands behind you and lift your chest. Or I like holding on around my toes, but find a position that's really comfy for you and that gives you the best stretch on your inner thighs. And keep lifting up through that chest. Gently pressing the knees down. It might be that your flexibility is such that your knees come all the way down to the floor, or maybe not, doesn't matter. Okay, lie yourself back, turn yourself over. You're coming onto all fours. A calf stretch here. So one foot goes behind, we're up on the toes and pushing back into that heel. Calf stretch. Might feel it into the heel and the ankle as well, maybe the sole of the foot. Lower leg is stretching. And then switch. Other leg, so push back onto the toes, press back through that heel and feel the lovely release in your calf. Maybe down into your foot as well. Take a breath. And calves into a lunge. So this one will stretch out your hip flexor. So lunge 1 foot forward and then tilt the hips under. We're aiming for knee over ankle at the front and just about. And feeling a nice release in the front of that hip, the back leg. And chest up. And then if you want to, you can reach around, take hold of that foot if it comes up far enough. And taking a quad stretch there too. So the front of your leg is releasing from your hip flexor right down the front of that leg. Keep those hips, shoulders square to the short end of your mat. Ease that foot in towards your bottom as much as is comfortable till you feel that lovely stretch. Releasing and swap, so other leg comes forward. Sink right down into it until you feel that stretch through the front of your hip. If you need to make an adjustment foot position, then do that. And hips and shoulders go square to that short end of your mat again. You can send the breath right down to the front of that hip. Feel the release. And then reach around if you want to for your quad stretch. If it's too much, you can just stay in the hip flexor stretch. Or maybe you'd like to hold the quad stretch just for a little while and then release off. Up to you. Breathe into it here. Front of your leg is releasing. Gently let go of the foot and come round onto all fours again. We're going into the inner thigh once more. So take one leg out to the side. You might want to come down onto your forearms if that feels better, or up on your hands, whichever feels best. Just till you feel a lovely stretch on that one inner thigh, and then switch. You may need to shuffle your foot out a little bit further away from you. Find a position that feels great. And feel the inner thigh releasing. And lastly, we're going to come around onto tummies, lying down flat, and bring one foot up towards your bottom for another quad stretch. Try pressing your hips in towards the mat and press your foot back into your hand to really increase this stretch and feel a strong stretch down the front of your leg. Breathe and release one foot. Reach around and take hold of the other foot. Releasing through the front of the other leg. Just stay here, breathe for a few more seconds. Thanks so much for joining me for this leg stretch. Hope you've enjoyed it.